All right. Settle down and pay attention. You want to know how to do a divorce on your own? The first thing you'll need to know is the lingo. Pro se means do it yourself. It's Latin for self-represented. I know, Latin. It seems overwhelming, but once you know these crazy words and what they actually mean, it'll make the whole process so much easier. Thousands of people in Kansas have gone through do-it-yourself divorces without a problem. Your best friend will be Kansas Legal Services website and their online forms. The website will help you fill out the paperwork by walking you through a guided interview. Of course, if you can afford an attorney, that's always a better option. Today, I'm going to take you through the basics of filing for a divorce with no children. I'll explain the tricky terms along the way. We also have forms at the KLS website for a divorce with children, but that would be a whole nother video. As I tell you the basics of filing for a divorce, legal terms will be put on the screen with a simple definition so we can learn the terms as we go. I'm not an attorney and this video isn't to provide legal advice. The focus is to help you understand the forms and to get started. You have to file a petition in court, which is the first piece of paperwork in the legal process. The petition always starts a case. After that, a formal notice could be known as a motion. A criminal case starts with a complaint. If you file the petition, you're called the petitioner. That's the person starting the case by petitioning the court. The person who has not petitioned the court is called the respondent or the defendant. That's the person you'll be divorcing. Even before you get a petition going though, you need to find out where to file it. You have to have lived in Kansas for 60 days before filing a petition in order for the Kansas courts to have jurisdiction over you. A divorce can only be filed in the county where the married people reside or where the respondent lives or works, and the respondent must be served the initial papers through an official source. A person must officially be given a set of papers in order for the court to divide property and debt. Unless you're an attorney, you cannot hand the papers to the other party and have that considered proper service by the courts. The respondent can sign a voluntary entry of appearance agreeing they've received a copy of the papers. But if they won't sign this form, it's important to serve the divorce either through the sheriff's office or certified mail. As a last resort, you can serve someone through publication in the county of residence if you've tried other methods and you have no idea where to find them. Your county clerk can tell you which newspapers publish legal notices. A divorce granted where publication was done can be reopened for a year, so this form of service really is the last resort. If you use the interactive forms offered by KLS, or if you use the standard forms on the Kansas Judicial Council website, you will need to gather some information and documents to fill them out. You must have contact information for both you and the other party, including employers. You should have social security numbers for each party. Remember, an old tax form is a good place to find this information. You will need to know the date of birth for each party, plus the state each of you were born in. You also need to know the date and place of your marriage. Then there's the Domestic Relations Affidavit. This court form is required to obtain financial and other information needed by the court to make certain decisions. It provides the court with a snapshot of your financial situation. If you're filling in the divorce forms through the KLS website, the DRA will be included. You will answer on-screen questions, and the information will appear automatically in the correct spots. The Kansas Judicial Council website has the blank DRA form by itself, if you prefer that route. Credit reports for you and your spouse, copies of credit card statements, bank account information, current pay stubs for both parties, and last year's taxes. You will need to have all this information to document your financial situation. You can estimate the value of cars, and tax information can be used for real estate. First, make a list of assets, including real estate, cars, bank accounts, and retirement accounts. Next, you'll need to list all the expenses you have in a month, including rent, utilities, phone, insurance, car expenses, and cable, everything. Then you have to go through all that same information for your spouse if you have it. The court uses this information to make decisions regarding division of debt and property. The court will also use this information to make a decision about a possible payment of support if either you or your spouse requests that. Once you've gotten through the online forms, you can have an attorney look over the papers for you. It's called limited scope representation. This attorney will not be involved with negotiating with the other party and will not represent you in court. What the attorney can do is coach you through the process and help you be better prepared to represent yourself. The Kansas Legal Services website will tell you more about the service here. There you have it, a genuine do-it-yourself divorce. Now this is the first step. You still need to file a final divorce decree, and that interactive form is available on the KLS website too. Your divorce is not complete until the judge has signed a journal entry of divorce and you've filed it with the court. This is the final order that the judge signs to end your marriage. It can also divide assets, change last names, and other things you've requested in your petition. Remember to check out the free legal forms available through the KLS website that will help you with many legal issues. And when the day comes, our videos will help you prepare for facing the judge in court.